All right, so we got ourselves some arc length and arc measure action going on here. We got to find the length of arc AC in circle D if the circle has a radius of length 10. Okay, so we're looking for our arc length, not just our arc measure, but we are going to use the arc measure to help us find that arc length. So what I'm looking for right now is the length of that arc AC. We can find our arc measure using our in-angle formula. I've got this arc over here of 30. I've got an in-angle of 40 degrees, so I can take the 30 degrees plus my unknown arc, we'll call this x for now, divided by 2 is going to be equal to my in-angle. Okay, that's my in-angle formula. So if I do a little bit of math here, I've got to multiply by 2, cancel, and I'm left with 30 plus x equals 80. And if I subtract 30, I'm going to get x equals 50. Now, that's not my answer to this problem, okay? That is my arc measure. So this is now 50 degrees. But I can use that to solve for the arc length. Big deal here is that my radius is 10. So I'm going to throw down my formula for the arc length, all right? And I like to set this up with a proportion. Not everybody does it this way, but I like the proportion because it's a little more universal in a whole lot of different math concepts. So if I have a proportion I want to set up, I'm going to have the arc measure, which is 50 degrees, divided by the total number of degrees in a circle, which is 360. We don't necessarily have to have our degree markings there, but you can. Now, I don't know my arc length. That's what I'm trying to find now. Perhaps I'll call that y at this point since we already used x in this problem. So I'm going to find my length of y there. So I'll make that pink as well. That's fun. Okay. And then my total distance around my circle is my circumference, right? My circumference is 2 times pi times my radius, which was given as a part of the problem. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some cross multiplication to solve for y. But I can do some simplifications first, right? I can cancel out, and I like to make sound effects, reduce by 10, right? So I'm canceling out those zeros. I'm left with 5 over 36. So 5 over 36 is equal to y divided by 20 pi. And now I can cross multiply. So I'm going to have 100 pi equals 36y. When we're multiplying, you can multiply your coefficients and just leave pi at the end, right? We're going to work with our numbers first here, and then we're going to have pi at the end because we're usually going to ask you for in terms of pi. So what I like to say is, we're going to work with our numbers. Our numbers are going to be our mathematical meal of sorts, right? And then pi is going to be our dessert, right? We wouldn't want to work with that pi early on. It will spoil our mathematical appetite, right? So we're going to work with these numbers and we're going to simplify. Okay, so we have 100 divided by 36. Can we reduce that? Well, I can definitely divide by 2, but can I divide by more than 2? Could I divide by 4? 100 divided by 4 is 25 pi, or 25, let's just say. And then 36 divided by 4 is 9. Those guys are gone. And I'll leave the pi at the end there equals y. I can't divide 25 and 9 by the same thing, so we're fully reduced here. This is my arc length. That is my answer to the problem. That was awesome and fantastic and wonderful. We left it in terms of pi. If you wanted a decimal form, now would be the time to do it, because yo-ro, you only round once, right? You only round once, not twice, not yort, yo-ro. You can plug this into your calculator and get a decimal. But that's what we're asked for in terms of pi. There's my arc length. That was awesome.